Hi, and thank you for joining me for Looks, Lunch, and Love with Lorene. I'm your host, Lorene, and I'm so happy that you're going to be joining me today. I've got some fun, favorite new bites of mine, as well as some cool new trends, and I'm going to bring some positivity your way. So come on around. Let's have some fun today. Hello, my loves. I am so excited that I have my good friend Jill Knox Ep.4 here to talk all about her amazing art. Jill is one hell of an artist, as you can see. She uses really great textures, puffy paint, yarn. I'll let her get into it. And then she also makes these really great sets of coasters. And so we're going to jump right in because I can't wait another minute. So thank you, Jill, for being on the show.
I'm so thrilled to be here.
I just want to dive in because, I mean, of course I know your history and background, but I want to know how you actually got inspired to do this kind of specific art.
Oh, well, I guess Roy Lichtenstein is my favorite artist ever.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some of his work at the Broad this morning and I about died. And I started to copy his women. And I would paint these huge murals on my wall in my apartment in New York. And then I started being really inspired by the text that he would use and his sort of thought bubbles, and started doing just text pieces. And then eventually silhouettes came into play, and I happened to have all this yarn sort of lying around that I was just gluing on things. And somehow over the course of, I don't know, a couple of years, I started doing these text-based pop art pieces.
They are incredible. This kind of art is the art that I just always want to touch. When I'm in Jill's house, I feel like a little kid in a candy store that's like, no, you shouldn't be touching. Because not only is it so powerful and moving when you get to actually read and you see what's happening, but it's just stunning. So tell me about our beautiful, this is...
Jimmy, my man. Jimmy. I did this series called Father to Son that was inspired by a friend of mine whose father had spent some time in jail when he was a teenager. And this particular person is very smart and kind of persnickety, and his father was a drug addict, and they were kind of judgmental of one another, and one day his father said something along the lines of, oh, just wait until you go to jail. Like, it was somehow an inevitability. So I wanted to, mugshots are very popular in terms of art. I wanted to sort of put my spin on it and do this series of pieces it's all men who have been to jail and what they would tell their son as a result of the time they spent in prison. So all of the men, I did Martin Luther King, I did Jimmy, my man, I did David Bowie, I did Steve McQueen, and I did Frank Sinatra. And all the other four men have sons that were acknowledged and part of their lives. The text in his clothing, it says, I'm the one that has to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. And I thought for this possible child, this possible offspring, and what he's going through, that would be a really good piece of advice, or a really good thing that son could take with him.
That is so cool. And we'll be able to see it. It's all in. I mean, Jill has incredible detail in her work. Which is, again, why you want to touch it and you want to read it and you want to see it.
You can touch it.
Amazing.
I always say you can touch it, I'll fix it. If you mess it up, I'll fix it. As long as you don't stab it.
I can't
Empire.
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare. And then, I love...
Oh, that's my self-portrait.
Self-portrait.
So this was a photo of me in my pigtail days. I think I had pigtails for like the first third of my life.
Every little girl has their little pigtails.
And it was all about how my first collection was called Negro Sum Sucka.
Oh yes, yeah.
Negro Sum Sucka. You got to say with the long.
You kind of.
So Negro Sum is a Latin hymnal it's called "I Am Black," and it's about being dark and in a dark place, not necessarily black as in African American. But when I was in high school, my choir that was mostly Jewish sang this song, and it was in Latin. It was and all the like 5 black kids, we were all like, this is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
And so that song just kind of stuck with me. So when it came time to work on my first collection, I was really in this place where I was auditioning and acting and had agents and running around doing the New York Rat Race. And I was just, my race and my coloring, more my coloring, came up so much. I couldn't get auditions. Everything was taking place in Africa, or as August Wilson, or, I mean, there was like 100 Raisin in the Suns happening at that time. And I couldn't get an audition for anything because nobody thought I was black enough. I'd relaxed my hair. I should say my hair had been relaxed for most of my life and had been at that time. And I just kept being turned away because all these white casting directors couldn't see me as black enough. And so I did this show that was called I'm Black, Sucker! Like, see me! You know?
Like, hello.
I'm here! I exist. I am part of the community.
Yes.
So I wrote this little poem that says, "Little girl black, come let's speak." Ooh. Actually, a little bit more backstory on this. So part of the problem of them not seeing me as black enough was how I always sounded in their eyes so white. I mean, that's like a big thing for a lot of educated black people. We are articulate, we sound so white, we're trying to be white, we're Oreos, whatever. So this is more about the flack I got from other black people, particularly girls. But since I've been doing all these commissions, I wanted to keep myself, I don't know, I'm not motivated, obviously it's very motivating, but I wanted to do something just on the side, like, artists have to have a side hustle.
Yeah.
Hustle upon hustle upon hustle.
Always.
So I started making these little coasters. They're
which are right here. Please, tell us.
I sort of hand draw these images, and then I pair them with a piece of text. Usually said by the subject or about this subject, or maybe about the era that they were most famous for, or if it's a fashion girl, about that style of fashion that she's most famous for. So this is my newest set. These are my Blue Girls.
I love this collection.
Somebody asked me to do a Janis Joplin coaster. And I'm watching documentaries, and I'm listening to her music, and I'm looking at quotes, and I'm just sort of, taking her in like I do. And I just realized, like, how tortured she is. And then, so after I drew her, and I had a totally different piece of text with it, I watched the What Happened Miss Simone documentary.
Yes.
Amazing. And I realized, again, also tortured, but that they have so much in common. They both covered the Rodgers and Hart song Little Girl Blue. Nina Simone's first album was called Little Girl Blue. There is a 2015 documentary about Janis Joplin that they called Little Girl Blue. And I'm like, there's a theme here. These two have so much in common. Let's see who else covered this song or whatever. And I wasn't really getting anywhere. And then I just thought, what are some other, like, kind of tortured souls that lived so transparently? I mean, I consider myself a very transparent person. There's not a lot that I won't tell you about myself.
No. You
for better or worse, I'm pretty open. So I thought,
it's a great thing. It's a great thing. I mean, and it this is what gives the heart of your work. It really shows.
So these were the women, and then trying to figure out what text would go along. I thought, can they find sense of humor in their torture? And they did. And I just thought that was, anytime you can, like, really look at yourself with that level of, I don't know, I'm losing my words. When you can really see yourself, not take yourself too seriously, and accept yourself, and accept all that's come to you, I kind of don't think there's anything better than that. Yeah. It's always good to laugh in the face of, like, a real shit situation, and they did it. So my Blue Girls.
I love the Blue Girls. And what's great about these coasters is also that it's available on your Etsy.
I do. So my
Young Rebels studio.
I have an art page that's
That's
under
the
my name,
Knox,
Jill
yeah,
Knox Art,
Art.
JillKnoxArt.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then my Etsy page is under, it's the Young Rebel Studio, no spaces.
Jill, thank you for sharing some of your world with us, because
you're so welcome.
this is incredible. And make sure to check out, because these make great gifts. And I've been lucky enough, because Jill's my girl. She gives me beautiful coasters that are meaningful. But she does not, I mean, she can be commissioned for work. You can check out her Etsy page. You can check out her JillKnoxArt.com. But she's not only is she just a wonderful artist, she's a wonderful person. And as transparent as she is with her work, that's who she is. And so I love her. So thank you, loves, for tuning in to Looks Lunch Love. And you can check out, she's on Instagram as well, and Facebook, everything. Art. Yeah. So until next time, ciao, my loves. Thanks. Hello, my Looks Lunch Love viewers. I'm so excited to bring to you a fun new bite that's actually, it's been around for forever for the Hawaiian folks, if I have any folks from Hawaii, called poke, which is actually raw fish. And it's been cubed and cut up. That's actually a verb in Hawaii that means to cut or to slice. And so now it's become, of course, a huge thing in LA, along with seaweed. So out with kale, in with seaweed. So let me show you. I'm so excited. I actually have a great place that I go to called the Poke, and it's on Sunset, the Poke Bar. And so it's right down the street. I can walk to it. The owners are amazing. Their staff is lovely. I actually have one of their staff members. He made a special for me called the Wayne Special. It's a Wayne Sunset Special. So they have all different types. They've got spicy. You can get tuna, you can get salmon, you can get crab, you can get scallops. I mean, their sauces that they make are incredible. And so they make a whole little bowl. So I get mine because I like mine with brown rice, get their seasonings. They have all different kinds of garnishes. And then you got the little seaweed salad here. And the Sunset, the Wayne Sunset, has a little bit of salmon and it's got tuna. So it's all mixed in there. And they've got this really great sauce. It's got some avocado in there. Also, you have a little bit of cucumbers just to give it some freshness. And voila, you've got the Wayne Sunset. Then next, what we have, which I love, is spicy tuna. So I love sushi, and spicy tuna just happens to be one of my go-tos. It's my staple. So, of course, why wouldn't I like a spicy tuna bowl for poke? So it's the same type of thing. It's got some onions, some jalapenos, and it's nice and like diced up, and their special sauce that they have for the spicy tuna. And then again, I like my brown rice and my seaweed salad. Seaweed is really great for just helping with digestion, and it tastes really fresh and good. If you're a texture person, it's a little stringy, so you might not enjoy that so much. Just a heads up. And then lastly, the owner made sure that he gave me just the classic Sunset. So this is just basically, again, the poke, right? Tuna. And it doesn't have like any onions. It's just very like simple. It's their house blend sauce. And then again, there's a little bit of crab meat also that they put on the side because you can get different types of salads that you want. And then I have the brown rice with the seasonings, little seaweed, little cucumber. Good to go. Now, which one should I try? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's try Wayne's Special. Because I like avocados. I like stuff that's just fresh. So, these chopsticks were given to me by my friend Sarah Halford, who is from Hawaii. I like my seaweed salad. I love things that are like a little bit chewy. Got good flavor. Got a little poke here. Perfect room temperature. Just a little kick. And then you can mix it all together. I love the rice. The rice blend that they use and all the seasonings along with everything. I mean, it's heaven. In a poke bowl. Now, there are tons of poke places all over LA, but the Poke Bar on Sunset, they've actually got a location in Studio City, which I just learned about, right here. You can mix and match, make your own bowl, or you can just take any of their signatures. But be sure to check them out when you're in LA because it is a yummy, fresh bite out here. Okay? Until next time. My best friend just left me. She went back to New York. I've known her for forever. And she was so generous and gave me actually this as a, little going away present after she left. The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. And I've really been wanting to read it for a long time. And it's all about how Shonda Rhimes is the creator of Grey's Anatomy and Scandal, and she's the executive producer of How to Get Away with Murder. And it just really tells her story about what happened when she opened up and just took the challenge of just saying yes to everything. And I'm very much a person that likes to say yes and. I like that about the improv world where it's a challenge of, yeah, let's say yes and let's go with this and do that next, as opposed to blocking and saying no. So I really believe that if you open yourself up and just go for it, you never know what amazing things might happen. Check this book out, Year of Yes. I don't want to have any spoilers, so I'm just going to say, read it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye.